Every day that passes, you, individually, are establishing your right to be taken by the way you live. You are manifesting your choice by your actions and thinking. Each person adds increase to their vibratory body aura by conforming to the laws of the universe. Your aura, or the frequency of the body force field, will determine whether you are taken or left. A definite vibration will be established in the force field surrounding each spacecraft that will pick up people. If your body aura or force field conforms with or exceeds the established level of the spacecraft force field, then you can enter the ships. Remember, you are now qualifying or disqualifying yourself to be taken aboard. None can qualify another. Jesus can't save you. Some narrow-minded sects of religious fanatics have established that only 144,000 people will be saved. Of course, they are part of the chosen few. Those who will be taken and those who will be saved are two separate conditions. The next thing one asks is, where will the people who are picked up be taken? This is answered in St. Luke 17:37. And they answered and said unto him, Where, Lord? And he said unto them, Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together. Naturally, the eagles gathered together in the sky. This was said in a parable at that time because the people in the biblical days didn't know what it was to fly in the skies. It was not meant for the people of those days. It was said for the people of our time. The space people, angels, explained that the people who have been taken aboard their craft in these times were not taken aboard because they were better than anyone else. They explained that these people were taken aboard for their own test purposes, to see how different types of people would react. Each one who has been so honored was readily accessible in a remote place. They were of cooperative minds, and each represented a different type of the Earth's people. This mass pickup of people will take place prior to the planet's rebalancing on new poles. This cataclysm will wipe out the destructive mammon lovers who will be left on the surface. After the Earth has restabilized on its new poles and the continents and oceans have changed, then the people who have been taken up in the air will be landed back on the surface. Watch ye therefore, and pray always that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. St. Luke 21:36. O man, this is God speaking, O man, in the rings established within the light of me, orbiting my systems, I am potency that moves a nebula that causes suns to shine. Though some upon this portion of myself have devious ways to violate my infinite wisdom, it is not I who judge nor pay the price. As in my cycles, as in my phases, as in my eons, I have established precision in the order of my parts. And though a voice comes through to you unrecognized by mortals, realize in the voice I am the potent substance force of life, pulsing through your being into eternity. I separate the white from black and color boundaries. Do I set? For all my creations are of me, from lowest animal to tree and all that is. I am the unseen force that manifests in everything you do. Impotent substance, clay of me, cannot interfere, except to bring about conditions that reflect upon the garment that you wear. O man, never shall you find an end to me. There is no place I cannot be and am. You make your hell by deeds you do in violation of my ways. One who says hell is a place in my infinity is violating me. Reaction is the only hell, rebounding from a spell when you excluded me, O man. Some preach there is a hell for others, never for themselves. Watch out for these. Their ego is leading them astray. Through space and time and place, remember I am there and here with you. I have no hell for man of me. Man who believes there is a hell is reviving imagery of experiences he has had along the road to me. Next chapter, Prodigal Mother. The levels of strata, or substance around the crust of the earth, are separated by insulations of the one still light. These layers of insulation are the activating intelligence of the Creator in relation to our planet. Intelligence infiltrates all of the matter in the substance strata. Each alternate matter strata is of opposite polarity and rotates opposite to the matter strata on each side of it. The earth is a battery. The strata are the plates. God separates and centers all things through the G lines of still light. He activates all things through the A positive and B negative lines of force. The center of our planet consists of a sun. This sun, as the core, rotates in the opposite direction to the moving crust. Between the fiery center of the positively charged core and the negative crust is an insulating, non-conductive strata of fluid glass, obsidian, 600 miles in thickness. All ruptures of the crust are caused by atmospheric conditions. There are several well-defined areas on the surface of the earth where vortices of magnetic energy are located. In due time, these vortices will bring about the rupture of the crust, termed volcanic action. The earthquake faults were brought about by interruptions of the force field around the earth. Planets without moisture in their atmosphere do not rotate. As the A and B lines of force enter the atmosphere and the crust of the planet, parallel to the equator and at 90 degrees from each other and the axis, they spiral to each pole and arrive there before the planet has made 1/4 of a turn. Emitting from the poles, they encounter resistance in the form of uninterrupted A and B lines of force, bringing about the phenomena termed aurora. Every planet in the universe moves in curved lines of travel. This is not because they were thrown off by a sun or central body. If they were, they would not orbit. Anything thrown off of a rotating object will travel in a straight line outward, though on the earth it may fall because of gravity. The reason planets or electrons orbit around a central body is because they are powered by light energy. Space outside the Earth's atmosphere is blacker than the blackest ink. Our sun looks like any other bright star, not like a ball of fire. Only the brightest stars can be seen. Pictured in the drawing is what has often been termed the 4 dark corners. The positive quarter or spring season of the Earth's orbit is only predominantly positive relative to the Earth's passing through it. At all other times when light energy is not interrupted by a body or planet, the negative or female lines of force predominate. The old axiom, women first, is applicable throughout the universe. And here is that picture. As the sun crosses the Earth's equator on March the 21st, it affects a positively charged cyclic predominance in the negative northern hemisphere. In the arc from March the 21st to September the 23rd, the sun tries to attract the Earth to it. This causes the negatively charged Earth to describe the arc of its orbit from March 21 to June 21. This is noted in the drawing as a positive quarter. The reason the Earth proceeds toward the negative lines of light energy in the positive quarter is because the negative lines of light energy have been weakened from passing through the sun's force field or positively charged vortex. As the Earth moves from June the 21st to September the 23rd. It starts in the downward direction of its elliptical arc. This is called the active quarter. These conditions are being viewed from the northern hemisphere in this explanation. In the southern hemisphere, the active and rest quarters would be opposite from those shown here. As a negatively charged Earth follows its path in the active quarter, it is attracted by the positive sun on the negative northern hemisphere and by the negative lines of light energy which are acting on the positive southern hemisphere. The positive lines of light energy are repelling on the positively predominant southern hemisphere. The active quarter is summer, our hottest season of the year. This heat is caused by the increase in resistance set up gradually by the sun extending its path on the earth laterally to its northernmost extreme. In the daytime it is hotter because the sun is farther into the negative northern hemisphere, thereby setting up more resistance to our negatively charged atmosphere and the negatively charged crust of the negative hemisphere. At the midway point between June the 21st and September the 23rd, the Earth also reaches its maximum exposure to the Earth. The Earth also reaches its maximum exposure to the resistance of both the positive and negative lines of light energy. This increase in resistance from all three forces at the same time generates more heat. As the Earth proceeds on its path from September the 23rd to December the 21st, the days become shorter as the sun starts changing from the equator into the positively charged southern hemisphere. The positive sun's effect on a positive hemisphere repels the planet. The negatively charged light lines of energy predominate and repel the planet from their direction of travel, causing it to arc through its orbit to December the 21st. From December the 21st to March the 21st, the negative predominance of the lines of light energy are again decreasing, and at Z in the rest quarter, all forces reach balance for an instant. At Z in the rest quarter, the field or vortex of the sun decreases both the positive and negative lines of light energy. The sun has reached a halfway point between the equator and its southernmost lateral extreme. Then the positive lines of light energy began to attract the negatively charged planet and the increasing predominance of the negatively charged northern hemisphere. The sun begins to attract the increasing negative predominance of the planet, and the negative lines of light energy began to repel the increasing negative predominance of the northern hemisphere. The sun and all of our planets are moving through space in the direction indicated by the arrow in the rest quarter of the drawing. Everything in the universe is trying to reach balance by traveling in the rest quarter direction. The fact that the Earth has more land mass in the northern hemisphere than in the southern hemisphere is the reason for the Earth's orbit being slightly elliptical. Land sets up more polarity action than water. The sun acts upon the predominance of the polarity of the hemisphere presented to it by the equinox alternation. At March the 21st and September 23rd, both the northern and the southern hemispheres are attracted and repelled equally and oppositely for an instant by the sun. The sun reaches its maximum attraction on the Earth on June the 21st and repels at its maximum on December the 21st.